Alright, so I'm going to show a friend of mine how I change the strings on my guitar so they don't break and they don't really go out of tune. So this is a Mexi Strat. Anyway, I do it one string at a time, and I'm just going to show probably just the 6th string here, since you get the least leeway with that one on how long the string needs to be. So I'm going to take this string off, which is pretty simple. Just loosen it up. Gotta This one seems to be wedged in, which I've never seen. Oh, they're locking tuners. Yeah, forget about that part. This is the only guitar that actually locks the string. I saw a guy say that you should never wrap the strings around a post on a locking machine head, but when I tried that, what he was saying, once I would stretch the strings, they would just break because they were at a right angle coming out of the hole, and just anyway, so I just cut the end here. It's easier. Now we can push it through a bit and then cut it so you don't get a piece stuck in there. Keep the plate off the back because you don't really need it. Gets in the way of the strings. All right, so I'm gonna open my strings here, which I haven't done. All right, so I use Diodarios. I'm sure all strings are good. These are nice. They have color coding so you can remember which string goes in which order. And they sell them in 10 packs too. So I have a few guitars. It's handy. All right, well, you get your string out, pick it up off the floor, and just string it through the back here. Doing this without a camera mount, so it's kind of clumsy. Let's see, just pushing the string through, get it through, pull it. All right, so this is the most important part. Just put the string through. And I kind of like to line the hole up so the string is running as straight as possible. It helps you kind of figure out how much tension you want, because you want the string wrapped around this post, and I say, the way I was taught to do it anyway, is you put one wrap above this where the string comes through, and then you wrap below the string, so that will actually kind of create a little vise. It'll pinch the string. The idea is it'll hold it in place. These are locking, so you don't actually have to do that, or it's easier to do it on this, I guess. I'll just show it without it locked like you would on any guitar. So I have the string tight, and I pull it back. I don't really know exactly how far I pull it back. Probably, just here to the 1st fret. So I'll show you that again. Have the string not super tight, but just stretched out most of the way. Pull it back to where your fingers are probably, 2.5 inches, 3 inches away. Then I'm going to wrap the string over the top here. And then, let's see if I can do this while holding the phone. I'm going to start turning the machine head here. And then when you get back to this little part that's sticking through, you put the string under it. Oh, this is going to be too much slack, I think. Sometimes you just have to play with it. I don't really have a precise measurement of how much slack you need to put in the string, which would probably be something good to figure out. Anyway, so this is basically what it's going to look like. Let's see if I can get a good shot of this. See, we have the string has one wrap above, and each wrap will go below it on this. And the thing about a Strat is that the headstock is straight, and so if you have too many wraps, you'll get a really crazy angle of your string coming off. You basically want maybe 2 underneath at most. Okay, so let me actually get this string on properly, and then I'll show you the rest. Alright, so kind of had to play with it. I had way too much slack in the string, so I figured out how far, and this is a 46 gauge, I believe, if that's how they measure it. These are 10s, so 46 is the low E string, and you pull it. You want to pull back the string till about this. You want about this much slack in your string to get exactly the wind you want, which is like this. You want to see if we can. It's kind of hard to focus on that point, but right here you'll see the bottom string is not at an acute angle or anything. You're just starting to get a second wind under the string, and that's about where you want it. Okay. So your string is kind of loose. Oh, and by the way, when you're tightening it down, you're going to hold this string kind of tight, and while your left hand is turning the machine head to tighten the string. So you want to keep constant tension on the string as you're tightening it down. Okay. So we've got the string on. Now, the next thing you want to do is stretch your strings, and they'll stretch quite a bit, especially like the thicker the string, the more you can stretch. So like you're not going to break your string this way unless you're just like ridiculously strong, or if you made your string too short initially and kinked it. So like, I'll show you what a kink looks like. Okay, so if you have your string, when you put it through this hole and start turning it around, you're gonna kink the string. And if we can see right here, you see where the string's coming out of the hole? It is bent, and you can see the inner wire. Now that's gonna be where your string would break if you put too much tension on it. And that's why with these locking tuners, you can't just put it through there. You can't pull the string tight, lock it down in just half a turn, because you're going to have a kink. And it's just going to break every time. I tried that maybe twice. It broke every time. This doesn't break, okay? I've never broken a string like a low E string. Okay, I don't care how hard you play, you're not going to break it. So, back to stretching. We're stretching our strings. And you can tune your guitar up a little bit. Just keep making that string tighter, stretching it, and I kind of stretch it at both ends to make sure it's fully stretched. And you have to stretch it a lot. I mean, you're going to be stretching the fattest strings for a little bit, maybe a minute on this one, just to get, you want all of the slack out so that when you tune this up, it won't, the string would get longer the more you pull on it. So you get them stretched to, they're fully stretched out, and that string won't go out of tune. I don't have a tuner with me, but anyway, still stretching. You want to stretch the string to the point that once you put it in tune, and this guitar is going to be tuned in standard tuning, so once you get to E, that when you stretch it, when you try to stretch it more, it stays on E. That's how you know your string is fully stretched and secured, okay? We still have this piece on here that you can cut off at the end. Still stretching. Like I said, you just want to pull. I pull up and I kind of push down with my thumb on the fingerboard. Just pull the string up. Let's see if I can. Just kind of pulling the string up. Inch or two off the fretboard, as much as you can. I mean, you pull it up and just stretch it. Add more tension. And I think this one's probably stretched good enough right now. So I'm going to get a tuner and see where we are. Be right back. Okay, so we've got our tuner too high. So we're probably good on the stretching. And I know this is not a guitar tuning video, so I know that this is not ideal. But this is just to show you what I'm talking about. So we're going to get it close to E, close enough for our purposes, and then you go back and you stretch your strings some more. Okay, so it's not an E anymore. That means that we're not done stretching. Close enough. More stretching. See, I thought we were done, but we're not. Put this knife over here so we don't cut ourselves. I think we're getting closer. Okay, we're back on E. And yes, this will bend your neck a little bit. Your guitar neck. Okay, we're getting closer. Let's just leave it there. More stretching. This is the most exciting part. Setting up, well, not setting up, but replacing a string, tuning. I like this banter. All right. Seems like we're getting close to maximum stretchiness. Takes a long fucking time. But after this, your guitar will not go out of tune as easily as it would otherwise. When I was a kid, my guitar would always be out of tune. I thought it was because Strats sucked. I had no fucking clue. No one taught me. Okay, so we got it stretched out. String is in place. Pretty happy. If you have locking tuners, you can lock them down now. It really serves no purpose for me since I wrap my strings. I guess it's just extra protection, so it really does nothing. But I do like on these locking tuning pegs, they have lower posts for your higher strings, so you can wrap it way less. See? Oh, that's a beauty right there. Your low E is the hardest one because if you get too many wraps, your string is going to come off the bottom at a weird angle, and it could slip over the other string. So again, I am just past, I'm just starting to get 2 wraps on there. That's about perfect. You can see all these other ones, they're about, 3 wraps, 3 wraps. I probably have too many on these low ones actually, because you really hardly have to wrap those at all. But I think you want at least 2 on your low E, which is important. Okay, well, that's how you do it. And now you got to play the thing, which is the hardest part. Enjoy.